Hi again, everyone. I'm Ollie Matthews. This is the Narcissistic Resistance, and this resistance video is sponsored by contribution from Nikki, and here's her story. I feel like my life is the ending of a Saw movie. All the disturbing pieces fit together, and it finally makes sense. If anyone was to ask me what I've done with my life, I can pathetically say all I've done is chase people to respect and love me that never will. I witnessed my cousin sexually assault many of my cousins, even my brother. I remember it all clearly. He was 17, I was 4. He'd lay naked in the bed and ask me to put stickers all over his body. He tried to get us all to make a movie. He wanted us all to get undressed and wear towels. Even at that age, I knew it was wrong. After I told, I was called the storyteller. My dad tells everyone I should just write stories with all the things I make up. Quit drinking a few years ago after I punched a guy in the face. It scared me. I blacked out and was told what happened. Now that I know I have CPTSD and what my triggers are, I understand why. The guy was talking very sexual around his 12-year-old daughter. The next time I seen him, he started saying perverted things again. That's all it took. I'm not a violent person. Obviously, it's a huge trigger for me after my past. I've had anxiety since I can remember and stopped talking. My mom always told me I better not say this or that anytime we visited someone. I'd always wish she was the person she was to the outside world. I am the lost child turned black sheep scapegoat after my brother left. I hid in my room listening to music and drawing. I was never allowed to have friends over or go anywhere. My brother got the beatings the worst. Now, it sounds a lot like Charlene. Her older brother got some. She said they both got beat, but he got the worst of it. She wasn't allowed to go anywhere. She had to just sit there locked in her room. Same deal. Same deal. She always beat us with a metal fly swatter whenever she was mad. My mom sent my brother to a mental hospital at 12 years old, and there was nothing wrong with him. My youngest sister got love and attention, just like Charlene's youngest brother, too. The golden child. My sister believes me and my brother are just bad, even to this day. I learned to entertain myself. I did okay in school, but had a hard time relating to anyone or maintaining friendships. My dad was always working. We had the best of everything. Everyone thought we were the luckiest kids. We never went without, if they only knew. I never knew how bad my life was because I couldn't compare it to anything else. My mom never talked to me about anything. She had my dad talk to me. She had my dad talk to me after I got my period and made him take me to the doctor to find out if I was still a virgin. Jesus. She told everyone I was dating a drug dealer when I was 16, so we moved to another state. I know she did this now because my brother just turned 18 and left. She wanted him to feel abandoned if he ever needed anything. He was couch surfing at the time. So, let's just think about how screwed up that is. Okay? To screw over your oldest brother and to alienate him. Not only do they get to alienate him, they get to make you look like the bad guy as well. My parents taught us no life skills. Even typing this, I don't know who I am. If I brought up anything from the past, I was told it never happened. I was starting to believe I was crazy. I had clear memories of things and was told I was crazy. My mom was always in competition with me. She made fun of my weight. She didn't want me to have any self-esteem, and I didn't. I can't have an identity even now. If I redecorated a room in my home, she'd copy it down to every detail. This was Charlene's life. copying her clothes, copying the things she did. And this is a person Charlene hates. You want to be nothing like these people, and that's why they do it. They emulate you because they know you don't want to be them. They're telling you, even if you change, I'll change just so I look like you. So you have no identity. You have nothing of your own, and it's all relates to me. She even did this at Christmas. I did enjoy wrapping my presents in a theme. She complimented me, and she couldn't even handle that. She made a point to come over every year. I'd catch her glaring at my presents. She'd go buy everything the same, and her presents were identical. It sounds petty to most people, but I know it's because she hates when anyone compliments me. I even asked her and my sister to stop copying me. Now they say, I know you hate this, but I had to buy the same shoes as you. Get over it. It's bullying. It's gaslighting. It's bullying. They know why they do it, because they won't let you be an individual. The narcissist will change themselves so you can't have any individuality, so you can't have any independence from them. They do it to steal your sense of self. And then be like, what's the big deal? What's the problem? And then you say something like, oh, I think that's so wonderful, your mother and sister. What's wrong with you? Fuck you. How about that? Fuck you. Because don't sit here and try to fucking profess to me what should piss me off and what should not piss me off. Fuck you, and that's what you should say to anybody who says that. I'm telling you as your friend or whoever I am what's going on here, and you're gaslighting me just the same as them. Fuck you. That's why you don't have anybody in your life. Because the people in your life have done nothing but try to fucking gaslight you. Because they don't get this. They don't understand the manipulation. They don't understand how deep this is, what they're doing. How deep it is. I found out I was dyslexic when I was 17. No one cared. For the longest time, I thought I could have Asperger's. I've always been searching for what's wrong with me. My parents paid for my brother and younger sister to go to college, but wouldn't help me. They both dropped out, but I was told they weren't wasting their money on me. They wanted to make a point to tell me I was stupid. I was struggling to make it after I turned 18. My dad offered to help me out and get me an apartment and a car. I had to work for him at a dead-end job that no father should want for his daughter. I didn't know better. When I told him I wanted to quit, he told me I had to start paying for the car he bought and picked out. I worked 2 jobs just to pay the bills. I lost a lot of friends. I never had time, but at least I had my own quiet home. I later found out that my dad was overcharging me by $200 a month. He screamed at me and told me I was ungrateful. I could barely afford food and he was ripping me off. I know now this was all to control me and make sure I had no future and would always need to depend on them. My dad ruined my brother's credit. They have the same name. The only option he was to send my dad to prison, and he said he couldn't. My first serious boyfriend ended up being controlling. He ended up choking me, so I ended it. My parents still had him come to their house. I've only had 2 serious relationships, both toxic. The first one was physically abusive. The second one was mentally abusive. When I got pregnant in my last relationship, I was staying with my ex because of mold in my apartment. My dad had an extra key. Him and my sister went and took half of my belongings. I could go on for days. My mom recently found out I was in therapy. No one cares that I was completely clinically depressed or why. She asked how could I get help or advice from a therapist? How would he know if I was lying or not? They just always, see, they keep hitting you with the same narrative. How's he going to know if you're a narrative? I'm not a liar, you motherfucker. You bitch. I wasn't lying at 4 about my cousin, and I'm not lying now. It's all to gaslight you. It's all to stop you from going. It's all to sabotage you. These people need to be cut off. I asked her, why would I waste my time if I was going to lie? I figured out later, it's because she always lied in therapy. Exactly. Just like my mother. If I talk to her about anything, she will make it about her. I called her out on it, and she screamed, I have a right to my opinion. Which means, when the narcissist says, I have a right to my opinion, means, okay, you better agree with my opinion. My opinion is law. No, it isn't. Researching in therapy has made things clearer. The things they used to say that would crush me now make me sick. It all still feels like a never-ending nightmare. I've always wanted to know the answers, and now I finally have them. It's not what I expected. How is it possible to surround yourself with toxic people? Why do I feel guilty for writing this? I always feel guilty for all of them. I've been in and out of the ER for a mysterious illness, inflamed stomach, hair loss, and extreme anxiety, on and off for 10 years now. Because when you're told at 4, when you're being basically molested at 4, and being called a liar at that point, how do you believe anything? You can't even believe your own eyes. That's why you feel guilty, because somewhere in the back of your mind, since 4 years old, when you called out your fucking cousin for molesting you and your cousins, okay, you were called a liar. That's why. It's not healthy, because it's toxic. Because it's toxic, that's why you think like this. Only after cutting these people out and having them out for any period of time will the fog begin to lift, and you'll be able to see your life for what it was. You'll be able to see this abuse for what it is. If I go no contact with everyone my gut tells me to, I'll have almost no one. You have no one now. Who do you have now? Not to sound like my mother on a recording, but who do you really have? Who can you depend on? No one. No one. You've been chasing these fucking people your whole life. That's what you've been doing. You have no one. You're starting from zero. And that's a good thing. Once you cut them off, you are on a clean slate. Everybody you bring into your life is your choice. You get to decide who has entry into your life. You get to decide where your boundaries are. Once you cut these people out, you are on a fresh slate. It's like this. You cut everybody out, you're at 0. Where are you at right now? You're at about a negative 1,000. Now, where would you rather be? Negative 1,000 or at 0? Because you got a lot of work to do to get this back to 0. Cutting contact with the narcissist puts you at 0. That's a good thing. That's a good thing, because it doesn't put you in the red. I'm terrified. I obviously have a sick attraction to bad people. I'm playing the role my mother picked for me as a child. I'm a failure. There's days I feel like this can't be real and I'm just insane. I have to rebuild my life with my son. I'm trying to keep his life as stable as possible. I know my ex wants me to fail. He's financially secure and knows what I've been through. He tells everyone I'm mentally unstable. If I go no contact, I worry about the stress they could cause me. I don't trust anyone. My whole circle is vindictive. I could see them plotting against me just because it's me. The only thing I'm proud of is my parenting and my love for my son. It's terrifying starting life at 37. I haven't been living. I respect your opinions and want to know what you do. Should I start off with low contact? If anyone has been through anything like this and can give advice how they got through, my anxiety is making it hard to get to work. My fear is I will lose my mind and my son. I'm a great mom. That's the only thing I know. And he needs me. Staying healthy, taking care of my son, and processing all of this alone is heavy. Thanks, Nikki. And you wrote at the end, I'd like to be anonymous. And I'm just going to put it out there. You got to tell me at the beginning if you want to be anonymous, Nikki. All right. Look. Here's the deal. As I told you, and I'm going to help you here by not keeping you anonymous, because this is your first step, because it's out there. You're out there now. It's out there, it's there. It is what it is. Whether they could figure out it's you, Nikki, or not, because this is a different Nikki than is written in before. I mean, there's about 12 different Nikkis on my channel. There's a few of them. So don't worry about that. What you have to realize is that these people put you below zero. Going no contact clears the deck. It clears the deck for you. It clears the deck for your son. I can't stress this to you enough, because the overall theme on all of my videos is to cut these toxic people out of your life. Now, whether it's when you want to try low contact first or no contact, these aren't the type of people that are going to accept low contact, because they know how to gaslight you. They know how to get under your skin. They have been planting the seeds for years. Your best bet is to gray rock them. Cut it clean, cut it off, figure out a way to change your name, not your name, your numbers, if you can move. Do not let them drive you out of employment. Do not let them drive you out of any type of financial security. That's what they want. Understand right now, you're at less than zero. You're in the negative. You're in the red. No contact is your Black Friday. That's why Black Friday is called Black Friday, because that's when the retailers all supposedly go from being in the red to in the black. That's what no contact puts you at. It puts you in the red. It puts you at zero, because when you're in a loss, you just go deeper and deeper and deeper. You can write it off. You write it off and you reset yourself for a clean slate and a fresh start. And that could be terrifying, and it is. But when you analyze who these people are, they're not they're bad. They're toxic. So what have you lost? Nothing. You only gain by going no contact. Period. So I hope that helps. Thank you so much for your contribution and your story. I really appreciate it. Thank you to everybody watching. Please leave any opinions or advice in the comment section below. And again, if you want your story read on the channel, you have a topic you'd like me to cover, a narcissist you'd like to expose, you'd like to set up Skype, a phone call, have a private video made, or a Facebook live chat, or you'd like to sponsor a video like this for someone who needs help and can't afford it, or just make a contribution to the channel in general to keep it growing, expanding, and successful, because this channel survives 100% on contributions from all of you. Without you guys, all this goes away. So if you like what you see here and you want to see more videos like this, you know what to do with the PayPal and email links in the description box. Also, please like and share this video wherever you can. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and be sure to click the subscription bell to be notified of all my video uploads. I'm Ollie Matthews. This has been The Narcissistic Resistance. Take care.